Hello everybody and welcome to the Dover International Speedway for the 2006 Neighborhood Excellence 400 and the 13th race of our 2006 NR2003 season. Matt Kenseth lead us to the green from pole position alongside last episode's Coke 600 winner Jeff Burton, breaking the 5-year winless drought and finally getting the victory lane. Behind them, Jamie McMurray, Kevin Harvick, Jeff Gordon as we are green and underway from the Monster Mile here in Dover. Who is going to avoid the chaos, survive, and make it happen in the final stage to win this race? We will find out as we are underway here in Dover. Matt Kenseth leading Jamie McMurray and Jeff Burton as we get underway. McMurray putting pressure on his teammate Matt Kenseth early here, as McMurray tries to drive his way into the race lead, but it's Kenseth who leads the opening lap of racing. McMurray second, Jeff Burton third, Kevin Harvick fourth, Jeff Gordon onto your top five. The ensuing lap down the backstretch, 3 wide, squeeze, and there goes Kyle Petty. The 45 turn to the outside wall, and the caution will wave. 3 wide with Tony Raines and Jeff Green. 3 wide just not going to work out here in Dover, and Kyle Petty gets spun out and pays the price to bring out our first caution of the day here in Dover. Just 2 laps in, now on to lap 3. Kenseth continues to lead, but on the restart, he's going to get beat by the 26 of Jamie McMurray, his Roush teammate. Of course, McMurray in that Sharpie Ford coming over in the offseason to replace the departing Kurt Busch, who left for Penske Racing. Now it is Jamie McMurray trying to have his best run of the season with this Roush team since Bristol, when he was up in the top 5, ended up coming home in second. Now Harvick shoved Kenseth a little bit out of the lane there, forced him up out of the groove. 3 wide, Jimmy Johnson and Denny Hamlin both find a way by. And now Kevin Harvick will now drive his way into the race lead by Jamie McMurray on the inside lane on lap 12. Harvick to the lead here in Dover, trying to make it back-to-back wins for RCR as he drives by Jamie McMurray, but not for much longer. Lap 23, now in lap traffic. Jamie McMurray swings to the inside lane using Joe Nemechek as a pick, and the 26 of McMurray is now back out front, leading this race for the second time today here in Dover, as he'll clear the 29 of Kevin Harvick through turns 1 and 2. Harvick now stuck behind Nemechek, now in lap 43. Caution out on the racetrack. Something has gone wrong here. Big issue, Matt Kenseth in the 17. Your pole sitter, Jeff Gordon, Jeff Burton. We got cars slamming into each other, slamming into the pit wall. Absolute ARCA brakes. Junior, Boyer, Green upside down goes to 66 of Jeff Green. A massive crash, all started by second place Kevin Harvick dumping the Reed Sorensen's number 41 for no reason in turn 3. Harvick takes him out. Sorensen slides down the track, as all cars do here at Dover, and nowhere for Matt Kenseth to go right into the back of the 41. Then he gets drilled by Denny Hamlin, who's having another impressive run. Then Casey Kane piles in. Jimmy Johnson barely gets through. Jeff Gordon just rear ends Kenseth. Jeff Burton rear ends Gordon, and then Quaffle piles in. And then Dale Jr. trying to avoid going down pit road, drives himself into the pit wall. Kyle Busch's bumper goes through the pit wall as he slams into Dale Jr. Then Clint Bowyer's rookie season from hell continues as he piles in. Then Jeff Green is destroyed until Bobby Labonte hits him up into Brent Sherman, and then Brian Vickers T-bones the 66, sending him flying through the air, upside down, spinning on his roof like a top. Here's the full speed replay. An absolute wild turn of events early in this race here in Dover, with a massive crash taking out some of the favorites to win today, including Matt Kenseth, Denny Hamlin, Jeff Gordon, Jeff Burton, and Dale Jr. all are going to be taken out from this crash. Kyle Busch will be damaged, but he will stay in the race. Clint Bowyer's done. Jeff Green obviously is done. Bobby Labonte's out. Kyle Petty is out. Brent Sherman's out. Brian Vickers is out. The list continues to grow as this is our first big Dover pileup of the day. And since Jeff Green spinning on his lid on the apron down the front stretch and takes out your pole sitter, Matt Kenseth, as Jamie McMurray leads the field down pit road. Now as we get back underway here on lap 47, the man who seems to have a golden horseshoe of luck this season, your points leader, Jimmy Johnson, has found his way into the lead once again. New leader in Dover, Jimmy Johnson, in the 48 over Jamie McMurray and Ryan Newman. You see the list of cars out of the race there on the ticker. on the top of the screen there, including Kenseth Jr., Gordon, Burton, some of the guys who were running really well early and I thought would have been contenders for the win. Johnson led the way for a while, but now on lap 51, the 48 just doesn't have the speed that the 26 does, as Jamie McMurray has once again driven his way into the race lead. And now here on lap 75 is driving his way to his first stage win with his new team, Roush Racing. Jamie McMurray wins stage 1 in Dover. First stage win of the campaign. Kevin Harvick comes across second, Newman third, Jimmy Johnson comes across fourth. To round out the top 5, you will have Greg Biffle, and then Kurt Busch, Mark Martin, Carl Edwards, Tony Stewart, and Scott Riggs, the top 10. So Jamie McMurray gets a stage 1 win. Now on to stage number 2. As you get back underway, it's McMurray and Harvick, who seem to be the two best cars left in the field after Kenseth got taken out of the race, and McMurray powering to the inside lane and driving his way back into the race lead. Jamie McMurray clears Harvick out of turn 2. What a move. Jimmy Johnson getting shuffled back there in the outside lane. Not a good restart for your points leader, but McMurray still in control, leading Kevin Harvick early in stage 2 here at Dover. Now Harvick back out front, making the pass here on lap 85. Now on lap 99, McMurray gives Harvick a little shot in the corner right there. In lap traffic, a little bump and run to get the lead back. The leaders being very aggressive here, fighting for the lead. McMurray gets an advantage over Harvick, who closes right back in thanks to the blockade in Nemechek, and Reigns to make contact down the backstretch. There goes Joe Nemechek. He saves it, and then he spins up into McMurray. Your leader has damage, but luckily doesn't get spun around. Is Nemechek, who gets the worst of it, gets turned by Tony Reigns into the outcropping in the wall, comes flying right back up the track. Door slams. Jamie McMurray, who is your leader, just made the pass for the lead. Significant damage, and then Nemechek goes around, and then Michael Waltrip gets sent for a little slide there via the bumper of Carl Edwards. So Harvick beats McMurray for the lead at the yellow, but because of pit strategies, you get back underway on lap 105. It is once again going to be the 48 of Jimmy Johnson leading this race in his low Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsports. So Jimmy Johnson, so dominant this season, your points leader by a wide margin, the winningest driver by a wide margin, comfortably out front, but not for much longer here on lap 120. So about 15 laps later, Jamie McMurray once again on the charge, finding his way into the race lead. The speed in that 26 car, this must be the fastest car McMurray's had all year, as McMurray easily drives his way into the race lead. But now a few laps later, McMurray stuck behind Scott Wimmer, opens the door for the 48 once more, and Jimmy Johnson drives his way back into the race lead. But don't count out the 12, defending series champion Ryan Newman in the Mobil 1 Dodge, trying to find a way by Jimmy Johnson here, and Newman will now make his move on lap 133. Newman trying to lead the race for the first time today here at Dover, a track he has won at multiple times before, trying to do it one more time here, but Jamie McMurray beats him to the punch. Newman trying to get by David Stremme. McMurray masterfully uses his former teammate as a pick, and Jamie McMurray drives his way right back to the race lead, is in control of this race late in stage 2. Down on lap 142, 143, this battle continues. Newman back to the inside. Jamie McMurray, who's now stuck once again behind more lap traffic. This time is Dale Jarrett, and now Newman will be in the lead for the second time today. Now trouble into turn 3. That's a 0-0 of Hermes Sadler, who gets junked by Tony Stewart into turn 3. Just running out of space between those two. There's 0-0. Big damage to Hermes Sadler. Looks like he should be able to continue, though. And behind us, your leader's just catching up to this. Harvick's going to turn your leader, Ryan Newman, into the outside wall, who goes spinning down the track into the 48 of Jimmy Johnson. A vicious T-bone. Mears, Sadler, more cars piling in. Casey Kane, Kurt Busch, and our second big wreck of the day is once again triggered by Kevin Harvick, who dumps Ryan Newman, slides down the track, and nowhere to go. A vicious, vicious hit for Jimmy Johnson. Head-on T-bone into the driver's side door of Ryan Newman. Elliott Sadler, Casey Mears, Casey Kane are destroyed. Kurt Busch has more damage now. Unbelievable turn of events here in Dover, and Newman and Johnson, who were just fighting for the lead within the last 10 laps, are both out of this race as we get back underway here on lap 157. And it is the two who have been up there most of this race, McMurray and Harvick, 1-2 as we resume action. And so you still got 4 Roush cars though up here right now in the top 6. You got McMurray, Biffle, Edwards, and Mark Martin all in contention. mixing up with the likes of Kevin Harvick and Tony Stewart. But as I mentioned, Elliott Sadler is out of this race, as is Casey Mears, Ryan Newman, and Jimmy Johnson. The 48 and the 12 both led a good chunk of laps today, both really fast. Not getting the finishes they were looking for thanks to another wreck caused by Kevin Harvick today. Now Harvick gets by Jamie Mack on lap 173, and Harvick is back out front here late in stage 2. So now lap 183. This is the final lap of stage 2. And Harvick's trying to hold off Jamie McMurray. One last charge for the 26. Going to run out of time. Kevin Harvick wins stage 2 here in Dover. Jamie McMurray second. Kurt Busch will be a lap down in 9th. Biffle will be 3rd. Mark Martin 4th. Carl Edwards rounds out the top 5. Then you're going to have Tony Stewart 6th. Martin Truex Jr. in 7th. Followed up by Scott Riggs in 8th. And then Jeremy Mayfield a lap down in 10th. So Harvick gets his 4th stage win of the season, putting him one behind the series leader in stage wins, Jimmy Johnson, who has 5. As it's crash into turn 1, Jamie McMurray on lap 201 with 100 to go. The 26 turns Robbie Gordon, collecting his teammate Greg Biffle, and the 7 collects McMurray, who has now been involved in his second crash of the day. So multiple issues for the 26 of Jamie McMurray late in this race, which is just giving Kevin Harvick everything he needs to go win this race. But because of varying pit strategy, as we get back underway with 95 laps to go, it is now the 16 of Greg Biffle, who won 5 times last season, but ultimately was a first round exit, a shocking first round exit in the chase. And he will have his work cut out for him as he leads Mark Martin and Martin Truex here with 94 to go in Dover. And the caution is out. A massive crash into turn 1. Tony Stewart, Carl Edwards, Scott Wimmer, Joe Nemechek, and Travis Quaffle all involved, as well as Kenny Wallace. We just caught the end of it, but a huge wreck is going to take out 2 top 10 drivers of Carl Edwards and Tony Stewart, who are having a very good day so far, but they finally get caught up in an accident. As the amount of cars in this race dwindle down, so do the laps, as we are now down to just 87 to go, and now Kevin Harvick gets the jump on Greg Biffle on the restart, and Harvick will easily take the lead here in Dover and try to drive away en route to his first win of the 2006 campaign. You can see the large list of cars out of the race. Nemechek, Kenny Wallace, Quaffle, Wimmer, Edwards, Stewart all out, but Harvick leading Jamie McMurray with 76 to go. Now Harvick in for his scheduled green flag pit stop from the lead with 48 to go. We're just going to cycle the lead out to Martin Truex Jr. in the 1 for DEI. Truex now trying to get his first career win with some creative strategy here, and now Truex will come in for his final stop of the day here with 40 laps to go. And now gives the lead over to Jamie McMurray, who is able to beat Kevin Harvick on the pit cycle. So now it is still these two battling it out now. Just 22 laps remain here in Dover. Harvick to the inside of Jamie McMurray. Can Harvick take the lead away and possibly the victory? We're setting up for a really good battle to the finish here for the win here in Dover between Harvick and McMurray. Who is it going to be? I'm not sure. Kevin Harvick drives his way into the race lead, passing Jamie McMurray through turns 3 and 4. So 21 to go. Harvick in control of this race. Now on to just 15 to go. McMurray now is caught back up to Harvick, uses Kyle Busch as a pick, and now McMurray takes the lead back once again here at Dover. Now going on to 14 to go with Kurt Busch into the outside wall. McMurray wrecks the 2 of Kurt Busch. And a dramatic turn of events means we're going to have a late race restart as the caution comes out for Kurt Busch being dumped by Jamie McMurray, who is driving away with the lead, being a little over-aggressive, trying to get a little bit more of a gap on Kevin Harvick, and that costs McMurray the lead too, as Harvick takes advantage, takes the lead from McMurray, which means he's the control car on this restart here with just 9 laps to go in Dover. It is a 1v1 duel for the win. Kevin Harvick and Jamie McMurray. Who is it going to be? Unless they both crash, then Greg Biffle and Mark Martin are sitting in the catbird seat in case that happens. But right now, these two are clear of the rest of the pack, and Harvick has a big advantage over Jamie McMurray here as we come to just 8 to go in Dover. Both drivers looking to get their first win of the season. Harvick trying to make it back-to-back for RCR. McMurray trying to get the 4th out of 5 Roush drivers in victory lane this season. Now here we are, just 5 to go. McMurray to the inside lane. He's got to run. He's trying to pass Harvick for the lead. Can he do it? Not quite yet. McMurray cannot make the pass. Harvick will hold on down the back straightaway. Just 4 laps to go now. But McMurray's car is so good through the center of the corner. I mean, look how he's able to get right underneath Kevin Harvick out of turn 4. McMurray once again taking a shot at the 29. Doesn't have the momentum. Falls back in line behind Harvick here. Now just 3 laps to go. And now coming to the white flag. Final lap in the air presented by Credit One Bank here at Dover for Kevin Harvick. He's been able to extend the gap now to 0.6 of a second. McMurray had a shot. He had 2 shots at the lead. Just could not capitalize. And now is going to run out of time down the backstretch and through turn 3 and 4 for the final time here in Dover. RCR is going back to back. Kevin Harvick wins in Dover. Jamie McMurray comes home in 2nd. Truex comes across lap down in 5th. Biffle 3rd. Mark Martin 4th. Obviously, the aforementioned Truex runs out the top 5. Riggs 6th. Then it will be Jeremy Mayfield 7th. Casey Mears 8th. And then Kurt Busch and Dave Blaney round out the top 10. So a big win for Kevin Harvick. This being the 8th of his 5-year career so far, leading 132 laps, which is just a tad more than Jamie McMurray to be the most laps led on the day, and gets the victory here in Dover, putting himself in a very good position to make the chase come the regular season's end at Daytona. So here are the final race results there on the left side of your screen. You can see everyone in their finishing positions there, and we'll see updated playoff chase grid momentarily. So here's your updated chase grid. After 13 races, we are halfway through the regular season. Jimmy Johnson still has a commanding 137-point lead on the regular season championship over Kevin Harvick, who's now climbed all the way up to 2nd in points with that big win. Mark Martin sits in 3rd. Tony Stewart, Kyle Busch, Carl Edwards, Greg Biffle. These guys have been top 7, are pretty solidified right now in the chase. Casey Mears, Jeff Burton, 8th and 9th, still in that danger zone. If they have a bad race, they could be right back on that cut line. Then Matt Kenseth on the bubble, just 6 points above Jamie McMurray after his phenomenal run tonight. And then Scott Riggs, Martin Truex, and Jeff Gordon on the outside looking in as we start to wind our way down to the second half of the regular season. And so a big one for Kevin Harvick. And as we conclude this episode, as always, I want to give a special shout out to my channel members. Thank you very much to Brenda Breen and Jeremy Isley. I really appreciate your guys' support. It means a lot to me and helps this channel continue to grow and do great things on our road to 1,000 subscribers as we edge ever closer, recently surpassing 950. So those of you that are not subscribed, please do subscribe. I would really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. It's completely free. It only takes a couple of seconds, and it means the world. And if you want to become a paid channel member, link for that is in the description down below. And until next time, I hope you all have a good one.